Hey everyone, back for another Movement Matters episode. It's number 5. We're on 5 here. All right, so let's see what we got here today. We have Maybel back here joining us, back here on the floor. She's hanging out back here in the back. It's Maybel. She's 9 months old now, doing great. Anyway, so she's gonna join us in the background over here. Looks like she's got something to chew on. All right, so let's see. How about we kick it off today with some neck joints? Let's just do some joint drills here real quick together. So I do a lot of joints with people and we do the whole body, but the neck, head and neck and shoulders, this is one that we do all the time. Needs it a lot. So let's just go up and down first. A few up and down. Few left and right. So these will be, when I do them with people, they'll be anywhere 5 to 10 side. Now tilting. Yeah, so you're thinking ear to ceiling, not ear to shoulder. And then some circles. Circles the other way. All right, here we go. There's the next step. So that's the kind of stuff I do, at my gym here, which is the Richmond Kettlebell Club. A longer joint sequence is something everyone learns. You can do that anytime, anywhere. As you just saw, it just takes a second. You can do that anywhere, and you can spend more time on it if you want, and you can do all of your joints if you want. But there's an example head and neck exercises here. So richmondkettlebellclub.com is where you go to see about the gym, my gym. And I do sell all this stuff as well at MooveWell.com. So I believe, we're on the MooveWell YouTube channel there now. So to go over to MooveWell.com, you can dig into some of these, and there'll be more stuff coming all the time there. So there's the plug for that stuff. So anyway, that's the first bit there. So let's talk about some things that have come up here today, or yesterday. I had one come up about on hinges and squats. What's the difference in hinges and squats? And another way to describe it would be that your shins stay vertical. So if I'm squatting, let me go this way here. So if I'm squatting here, there's forward movement of my shins here, versus if I hinge, not a lot of change in head height, but a big change in where the joints. So one way to think about the difference between hinging and squatting, I can just look at someone's ankles and see a lot about what is happening further up the chain just by what I see there. So on the squatting movement, there's going to be a lot more forward angle this way, and on the hinge, it's going to be much more vertical. Hinge, squat, hinge. So that one, let's see, that's one of the ones that came up today. What else? Or yesterday. Another one. Let's see. Good versus great. What's the difference between the good and the great? The great people do the basics a little better than everybody else. So the difference between good and great. Great people, the details. They do the basic stuff, the simple stuff, the details a little bit better than everybody else. And as a result, everything else looks better as well. So another way to think of it is, I described it as, if you're a better operator, then you get better results. So using the neck thing that we just did, when I'm tilting my head to the side here, knowing to pull down with my shoulders as I'm doing this, I'm using my lats here to pull down on my shoulders. Anti-shrug, if you will. Shrugging, relaxed, anti-shrug. So I'm trying to anti-shrug as I tilt my head to the side. So as I'm tilting this way, off to the side over here, I'm really pulling down hard on this one. And as I tilt off to the side over here, I'm pulling down hard under this one. So just knowing to do that can make this a lot more effective. And then thinking ear to ceiling, instead of this one to my shoulder, think this one to the ceiling, and couple that with the keeping your lats tight, pulling, anti-shrugging this shoulder. Going back this way, same thing over this way, this ear to the ceiling, right? Knowing to do that, just that little bit, can make a huge difference in how this feels. So the person who's operating this way, this operator, is going to be getting a lot more out of it than this operator. So long and spacious, pulling apart and making room. So here's an example of the operator. Here's another example. Had a guy in that we do a drill sometimes called a windmill, and to get ready to do a windmill, there's a windmill stretch I like to do, and he hadn't really seen this. He knows a good bit about the kettlebells, but didn't really know much about this. And so this windmill move here that I showed him, where we can just take a dowel rod here and prep a little bit to be ready to do a few windmills, was really good at making him aware of how he was moving in this, and consequently, his windmill started to look better. But here's an example of, as I'm hinging over, just knowing the details here, knowing that as I go over, that I need to lift up into this back hip instead of sliding out here to the front, but to push back and up into this hip and lift like I'm lifting up here, pulling myself up and long, and staying back over this leg instead of sliding, and being able to hinge through this hip instead of just trying to go straight through the side. Those little details can totally change this movement. And that's the difference between the operator, again, having better results than the one who's not as familiar with how to operate. So that was a pretty cool thing, watching him change there as he was made aware of the way he was moving a little bit. So anyway, and then I guess, let's wrap it up. Last one, older guy was in today, and I like to have people do single leg deadlifts or single leg hinges a lot, where we're just up on one foot. Maybe we'll have a kettlebell or something down on the ground to lean over to touch. So if I was here, I could be coming down towards a kettlebell to lean on. But either way, just getting this posture and spending some time practicing that move, bending over. And I told him that I liked it for him and for his peers. He's late 60s, right at 70. Because it gets them spending some time on one foot. So the younger folks out there may not appreciate this, but as you get older, things aren't quite as stable. So spending some time on one foot and just getting comfortable there, staying comfortable there, not losing that. So yeah, that's just another snapshot from a day or two. So anyway, take it and run. Cheers, Cabell Jones, out.